Hi, everybody. Welcome to yoga. I'm excited for you to be here. I'm excited for October. I'm ready to move on. So I hope that you had an opportunity to watch some of the videos and listen to some of the contemplations that I offered in September when we were really diving into the foundation of who we are. And I say so often, when life shows up, when we are able to have a solid understanding of who we are and can we make decisions and thoughts and everything that goes with being human from the place of our values, we really start to be in alignment. But we're going to shift gears this month, and it's a beautiful, beautiful month in Colorado, and the leaves are in their fullest, most beautiful display of beauty. And I talked about this in my contemplation this week, but I wanted to just share it here too, that the function of a leaf on a tree is many things, but a couple of the things that the leaf does is it provides shade for the people under it and the animals. It provides nutrients to the tree by taking in sunshine, taking in nutrients like rain. And when the season is over, the tree has no problem whatsoever just letting the leaf go. And I think for us as humans, we tend to hold on to things. We hold on to things that are good with this idea that they should never end, even the good things. And we definitely hold on to things from our past. And comes a point in our process of waking up that it can be of benefit to release and let go. And we know that things like fear and anxiety, they serve a purpose when we're in it. They teach us to be resourceful. They teach us to be resilient. They teach us to seek out help, to dip into our own wisdom and our own empowerment. So it's not that those negative emotions are wasted. We just have a tendency to hold on, and then those moments of anger or fear turn into bitterness and resentment, and that gets in the way of joy. So it's not the fear that gets in the way of joy, it's the holding on to it. So I want to take some lessons from nature this month, and I want to really look at the space that we can create in our body as we let go and as we soften in. So the practices are going to have an aspect of yin to them. We will definitely still flow and definitely still work, but we are going to have aspects to our practice where we let go. And that's what is a beautiful gift of this month. So we're going to start on our backs today, sort of starting that process of being dormant. And then we'll move through a flow, and then we'll end up in some beautiful yin postures. Also, if you have a chance to watch the Essential Yoga release series that I did, or the release session, it's a beautiful, beautiful session of letting go. So go ahead and find yourself on your back. And as I always do, the camera goes off as I want you just to focus on listening to the sound of my voice, and more importantly, listening to the sound and language that your body speaks in practice. So I'll be back at the end, and I'll see you soon. All right, friends. So get comfortable. And I say all the time, when you come to a practice, it may be that it's a 20-minute practice. It may be a 30, 45, an hour practice. However long you spend on the mat is irrelevant, but just knowing that the intention is so good, and to carve out this appointment with yourself and make it a priority. So make sure that you are in a place where you will be as undisturbed as possible. There will always be little sounds and things going on in our world. And I like to say that, to me, that's just so much like a thought. It can come in and it can come out. And if we have a conversation with the thought, then we're no longer on the mat. We're there. And so our work is to remain here. And sometimes I find myself on the mat and I picture myself drawing this imaginary circle around this rectangle that is creating a boundary, that there won't be things that come into my practice that don't belong, like thoughts of what's going on in the world, or thoughts of what's going on with someone in my family, or worries about the future, or things that we have on our to-do list, but we're truly just circulating breath and intention to be right here, right now. Start to feel your body sink into your mat. If you get the opportunity to practice outside, it's a wonderful way to really hunker into the earth. But if you're on the floor, that's okay. That's perfect. And so just begin to deepen your breath a little bit. We're going to come into Kumbhaka breath to start our practice. And if you aren't quite sure what Kumbhaka breath is, just follow along with me. I like to picture that we have a circle in front of us, and we're going to trace the circle with our inhales and our exhales. But at the very top of the circle and at the bottom of the circle, there will be a slight pause or a space. And it's in that beautiful space that we find both freedom from the thoughts, and we also find the grace of what is right now. And it's a beautiful breathing practice. So take up just a regular breath here. And now when you inhale, trace the left side of the circle all the way up to the top. When you get to the top, hold your breath. And then a long exhale down the right side of the circle gets you all the way to the bottom. And when you get to the very bottom, pause. Be without breath, nothing. And then when you inhale up the left side, get to the top, hold the breath, and exhale down the right side. Pause. And inhale up the left side. Pause. And exhale. And inhale up the left. Exhale down the right. Inhale up the left. Exhale down the right. Inhale up the left. Exhale down the right. Just take a few moments like that, just to breathe and find the space between the inhale and the exhale. And it is in that space where there is everything and then nothing. This idea of letting go. And you might just ask yourself in this stillness, is there something that I've been holding on to that I just no longer need? It has done its job. It has served its purpose. And it's time to give it back, to let it go. And then you listen. Start to draw the knees into the chest here. And when you exhale, squeeze just a little bit tighter. And this time when you inhale, open your knees wide, hold the breath. And when you exhale, close the knees, empty the breath. Try that again. Inhale, open the knees. Exhale, close the knees. Try not to move too fast here. Remember that space, the top and the bottom. Inhale, open the knees. Exhale, close the knees. Take two more just like that. Beautiful. Now inhale, squeeze the knees in really tight. And when you exhale, push just a little bit more. And then inhale, bring your knees away from the chest just a little bit. Exhale, pull in, empty the breath, be without. Inhale, let the knees open just a little bit towards the feet. Exhale, pull in. So we started with horizontal openings and now we're just doing this little vertical rock here. And then begin to make the rocks a little bit bigger. You might tuck the chin, roll the shoulders up on the inhale. When you exhale, pull back, lower the head, squeeze tight. And then inhale, rock forward. Exhale, squeeze tight. Take about 3 or 4. Begin to rock a lot, front to back. Cross your ankles and just go up and over. Roll all the way over to all fours. If that doesn't work for you to get into this next shape in that kind of transition, just find yourself on all fours. It's no big deal. Once you get to all fours, spread your fingers nice and wide. We're going to create that sort of connection to the earth. Last month, we talked a lot about, this pushing down into the earth and exhaling down and really feeling that connection to the earth element. We're going to start to move pretty quickly here. So bring your nose up towards the sky and you'll inhale and let the belly fall and the heart goes forward. And when you exhale, just roll right into that arched spine, chin tucks. And then you'll inhale and you'll just sort of roll through this. And then we're going to come back to that circular breath with the pause, but take a few of these cat and cows, just starting to wake up and warm up. Beautiful. Now, let's add that Kumbhaka breath. So inhale, slow, draw up the circle, lift your nose, hold at the top. When you exhale, round your spine, empty, 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 and be without breath. And then inhale, lift your nose, hold the breath. Exhale, round the spine, empty the breath. Take about 5 cycles here, tapping back into that space. It's usually in the space that we get clarity. So beautiful. Now tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back and make that upside down V shape. And your eyes would go to your belly or maybe your toes. And then push way back into your heels. So it's not really pertinent that the heels touch the ground. It's just that's the energy of the direction of the body. So we're really not feeling pressure on the wrists here. We're elevating the tailbone up to the sky. Knees are probably softly bent. Heels have the direction of touching the mat, but not necessarily touching. And then start to bend one knee and straighten the opposite leg even more and just start to pedal out. We call it walking the dog and just sort of finding some movement here. Not getting too hung up on perfection, but just feeling and exploring, kind of being with the body as we start to find our practice. Beautiful. Now take the eyes up to the very top edge of your mat and take as many millions of baby steps as it takes to get to the top. That's what's so important as we enjoy the process versus just getting there. And once you get to the very top, just let your upper body dangle over the lower body. Shake out your arms. Let them be like long spaghetti noodles. You might move a little bit. You might circle your head. And then we're going to slide our hands to our shins and look forward and breathe. Then when you exhale, just really sandwich the body down into a fold. And then inhale, halfway lift. We're just going to find some flow here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We'll do that one more time. And this time, slowly rebuild the spine. When you get to the very top, there'll be an extra long exhale as you let the breath go. And the feet are going to come closer together, maybe just slightly in from hip width. Arms go high. And then start to bend your knees ever so slightly. as if you're hovering your bum just above a chair. And then peek down at your toes and lift them. So this forces the heels to hunker in, and then take your tailbone and turn it underneath your body. That creates space in your sacrum. So nice. Now take a breath in here. And when you exhale, open arm twist to the right. So the left arm goes forward, the right arm goes to the back, and you might even turn your head. So we're going to stay in this twisted chair. But then before we get too far here, let's check alignment. Peek down at your knees. We tend to, when we twist, jut the left knee forward here. So see if you can line up your knees as close to the same as possible. Now, inhale back to chair, belly goes forward, arms are by the ears. And then when you exhale, twist to the left and check out your right knee. Make sure it doesn't want to follow forward. Perfect. Inhale back to chair, belly's forward, eyes are forward, and then exhale, sink down an inch. Beautiful. This time we're going to inhale, reach and rise. Come all the way up to the sky. Arms get long and high. When you exhale, draw a short line on your ceiling as you arch the spine back and breathe out. Inhale back to that extended mountain. Arms are high. Exhale, slide back into the chair pose. Take a breath. Open twist to the right. Breathe out. Beautiful. Breathe in back to center. Breathe out to the left. Breathe into center, pause with the breath, and when you exhale, sink, sink, sink an inch. Now, inhale, drive the body up to the sky, look up, and when you exhale, draw a line on the ceiling and reach back. Inhale back to center, that long extended mountain. Exhale, have a seat in the chair, go low. Take a breath. Beautiful. And now open twist to the right, breathe out. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left. Inhale back to center. Drop an inch on your exhale. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, draw a line on the ceiling. Come back to center. One more time through. Exhale to the chair pose. Inhale here. Exhale, open twist. Inhale back to center. Open twist left. Inhale back to center. Drop an inch on your exhale. Drive your body to the sky. And just bring your arms down by your side. Close your eyes. So start to feel this invigoration that comes when we start to move in conjunction with our breath. We start to find that natural rhythm, much like nature has its natural rhythm. We start to feel at home in our body. We start to feel this relationship to breathing and to moving where everything comes together in perfection. So we're going to move through that sequence again, but we're going to add on. So arms will go high, you'll breathe. Have a seat in that chair, breathe out. Take an inhale. Open twist to the right, breathe out. Back to center, breathe in. Twist left, breathe out. Back to center. Sink low, low, low. Here's where we add on. Rise up to the sky, big breath in. Draw a line on the ceiling, breathe out, arch your spine. Come back to center and fold all the way down. When you get to the bottom, step your right foot back. Stay low to the ground. Hands are going to be on the ground. Left knee is bent. Right heel is up as you push back towards the back edge of your mat. So you're on that ball mount joint of the right foot. We're in what we call a low lunge. Now, plant your entire right hand onto the mat. Just begin to rotate slightly to the left as your left arm reaches up towards the sky. So we're always going to be turning towards that bent leg. So we're turning towards the left leg. Left arm is high. It's called dragonfly. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Go ahead and lower your left arm. Draw the belly in, bring everything up to a crescent lunge. So the legs stay just like they are, but the torso lifts, the arms go high. And here we are in this beautiful lunge. Perfect. Take a breath in. Let's do an open twist to the left. So we're always going to be turning towards the bent leg. So we're turning to the left. Same shape of the arms and the spine that we just did in chair, but now the balance gets a little bit challenged. So we come back to Kumbhaka breath to steady us. Stay in the twist. Take a cycle of breath, inhaling up that left side of the circle, pausing at the top, and exhaling down. Perfect. Now, lower your left arm. It's going to be the back arm. Let it find your left leg. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Maybe the eyes follow. Feel the imbalance in your lower body. It's shaking maybe. It's hard. Beautiful. Now, windmill your arms back to the mat. Let them frame that front foot, the left one. Shift the eyes forward and begin to lift the right leg up to the sky, standing split. So we put everything into the left leg. We're going to play with this. Once you get with the right leg high, we're going to take another spinal twist. Left arm, bring it up to the sky in this revolved half moon. Take a breath in. Lower the left arm, lower the right foot, and you're in a fold, both feet on the ground, back to home base at the top of the mat. So immediately, the challenge of balance, the challenge of maybe the mind telling you you're not good at this, this is too hard, this isn't what I wanted to do, why is she making me do this? Let it go. Just let it go. We practice here what we need to apply there. So we're going to practice thoughts that come in, thoughts of this is not easy, this is hard, this is not what I was hoping for, and just let it go. Perfect. Take a halfway lift, a deep forward fold. Rebuild the spine, get to the top and exhale back to standing. Close your eyes for a minute. Remember at the very beginning of practice, we talked about something to let go of. Maybe it's an expectation. Maybe you have perfection as something that haunts you, that you're always wanting to be perfect in what you do. Maybe you are holding on to a story or an identity of pain. And pain serves a powerful function in our lives to remind us first and foremost that we're human, to give us options for self-care. So we experience it, it's done its job. Now we let it go, loosen the grip there. Take your arms up to the sky. Bend your knees, have a seat in that chair. Take a breath. Open twist to the right. Come back to center. Open twist to the left. Come back to center. Sink really low. Exhale. Inhale, reach and rise. And then exhale, forward fold. This time the left leg is going to step way back. And we stay low to the ground. We feel that connection to earth. We get grounded and centered. Right knee is bent, left heel is up. And then take your left hand and firmly plant it into the ground. Right arm goes high. And we turn towards the bent leg. So we're turning towards the right leg. Beautiful. A long breath in. And now lower your right hand. Draw the belly in as you bring the torso up, arms go above the head. We're in a crescent lunge. We just get organized first, just start to feel. Perfect. Take a breath here. And now open up to the right, turning towards the bent leg. Open to the right. So left hand is in front, right hand is behind. Lower your right hand, draw a line up with your left. Feel that slight twist, the imbalance in your legs. Just allow it to be. You will windmill your arms all the way back to the mat. You'll frame that right foot, shift forward, begin to lift your left leg. So just start with a standing split. And now begin to turn as the right arm rises. We twist again into revolved half moon. We breathe. A big breath in. And the right hand comes down as the left foot meets the right and you're in a fold. And you breathe. And you let go. So we're going to come into that sequence, attempting one breath, one movement, but I'm going to encourage you to find the Kumbhaka breath. It's a little bit slower. There's a space for the pause. It helps ground you in the twisting and the turning and the balancing of life and on the mat. So go ahead and rebuild the spine, come up to stand. When you get to the top, close your eyes and exhale. And here we go. Take a breath, reach super high, maybe look up. Bend your knees and have a seat in the chair. Exhale. Take a breath in. Open twist to the right. Come back to center, breathe in. Open twist left. Back to center, breathe in. Settle on your exhale. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot steps back. And then when you inhale, left arm rises as you twist in the dragonfly. Exhale, lower your left. Inhale, come up to a lunge. Settle down on your exhale, get grounded. Take a breath in. Open twist to the left. Exhale. Right arm goes up to the sky. Inhale. Feel the twist. Exhale, hands return to the ground. When you inhale, your right leg is going to go high to the sky and you get settled on your exhale. Left arm rises. Inhale, revolve, half moon. Exhale, left arm comes down, right foot meets left. So nice. Take a halfway lift. And a forward fold. Now slowly rebuild the spine to stand. Get to the top and you'll exhale. Arms go high. Take a long breath in. Bend your knees and have a seat in the chair. Exhale. Take a breath. Open twist to the right. Come back to center. Open twist left. Back to center. Hunker down on your exhale. Inhale, big breath in, reach and rise. Feel the power there. And now exhale, forward fold. This time the left foot steps back when you breathe. We settle. Then the right arm reaches, you take a breath in. Exhale, return the right hand down. When you inhale next, come up to the crescent lunge and then get settled on your exhale, sink down. Take a breath. Open twist to the right. Inhale, your left arm goes high. Exhale, windmill the arms back to the mat. And now inhale, left leg lifts. Settle on your exhale. Right arm goes high, inhale, twist. When you exhale, everything comes down and you stay in a fold. Take a halfway lift here and then a forward fold. Step both feet back to the push-up. Knees or toes, doesn't matter. We won't be here long. Then you're going to elevate the hips back to the downward facing dog. We're just going to come through a small series of warriors. Right leg will go high. And bring the right foot between the hands, spin the back foot completely down into the mat and come up to where the arms split lengthwise along the long edge of your mat. You're looking over your right hand, which is forward. So it's called Warrior Two. Arms are long. The belly's turned towards the left side of your mat. But then turn your eyes forward. Really sink here. So the Warrior Posture Series or a Warrior Pose reminds us of that inner strength that we have, that inner reserve, that place within each of us where we're strong and we're powerful. So I want you to breathe into that power here. Now flip your right palm up as if you're holding something so beautiful and soft. Reach your right arm up to the sky, let your left fall. It's called Peaceful Warrior. So within the power that we have, we also have choice of peace. And oftentimes peace comes when we let go. Take a breath in. Windmill the arms back to the mat. The right foot steps back to a push-up. And we find downward facing dog. And we breathe. Left leg lifts. Bring it forward between the hands. Spin the right foot all the way into the mat. When you inhale next, cartwheel the arms up this time. Find Warrior Two on the left. So arms are long, belly is turned towards the right edge of your mat. Eyes go to your left hand. We sink and we stay. You might come back to that beautiful Kumbhaka breath where we find space, the inhale and the exhale. And then turn your left palm up to the sky and lift it all the way up. Peaceful Warrior. We find peace when we let go. Take a breath in. Windmill the arms back to the mat. Left foot steps back. We find downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. And now lower your knees and let your hips sink back. So we find child's pose. I like to have my knees a little bit wider here so that my belly and my heart can find the earth. Forehead is either stacked upon two fists or it's pressed down onto the mat, but it has a pressure point on the forehead. And just breathe. Just breathe. And as promised, a little bit of flow, a little bit of stillness and deep stretch in yin. Yin is the very opposite of flow. It is where we go inward. It's cool. It's introspective. It's very inner work. So go ahead and slide the cheeks off of one heel and you'll bring your legs around to the front. You'll just be seated on your mat, shaped like a letter L. Legs are straight. Torso is upright. And if this is uncomfortable to sit this way, go ahead and grab a pillow or roll your mat up a bunch on the backside so that your hips are actually higher than your knees, so that we elevate the bum a little bit. And this helps the angle. We're going to come into a little deeper version of a seated tree. We've been coming to a lot of seated trees because of the openness in the hips, but we're going to take it into more of a half fire log, if you will. So take your right leg and bend your right knee and place the calf on top of the left thigh above the knee. So rather than the right foot being pressed into the inner thigh of the left leg, we're actually going to bring the leg up and over. And so when we get here, many of you have done like a seated figure 4 or pigeon pose, or maybe even on your back. And so it's that same idea. We have this triangle now, this shape that we've made from the base of our body and our inner thigh, our calf, and then our left leg. So the left toes need to remain up towards the sky. Your right toes are going to be pulling back towards the right knee. So it's a very flexed foot. I like to keep my left hand on the instep of my right foot just to remind me to keep pushing those toes back towards the right knee. And this protects the knee joint. So I've made this seated figure 4 or a half fire log. A full fire log would be both legs shaped like this, stacked. It's very, very challenging to do. So we're going to start with just a half fire log, and we'll come back to this throughout the month. And as we practice more, we may be able to find that full fire log. So we sit tall with our torso, rooting in the sitting bones. And now I want you to lead your heart forward, just a little bit forward. And because of the shape of our legs, you're going to feel a stretch through that right hip into the back. Keep bringing the toes back towards the knee, both legs. Really active foot. This isn't a restorative posture at all. Yin is very much work, but in a calm, quiet, almost passive way. And so you'll take another breath in and you'll push the heart forward again. You'll take about 3 breath cycles here to keep pushing the heart forward, to finding that edge. Finding that edge. And after your 3rd breath, or when you feel you've reached your edge, then tuck your chin. Then feel the body. Begin the process of letting go. Holding postures for a long time is where we get into the connective tissue. We get into that dense material that is wrapped around the bones. We can't really stretch connective tissue, but we can, in a sense, release some of the tightness of it. So just find that circular breath here. Find the pause between the inhale and the exhale. The inhale and the exhale. The inhale and the exhale. And the inhale, maybe a longer exhale. And an inhale and a longer exhale. Beautiful. Take about 5 more breath cycles. It's here where we hold, where we feel, where we get deep. We ask ourselves again that powerful question about letting go. Am I holding on to something that happened yesterday, a week ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, a lifetime? What am I holding on to? What has served its job and is now ready to go? That will leave me free. That will leave that branch of my life free for something new to come. Slowly begin to rise up. You'll slip the right leg off of the left, straighten it. Set your body up here. Root those sitting bones back into the earth. This time the left knee bends and the leg goes up and over the right, on top of the right, just above the knee. Both sets of toes are pulled back towards the knee. So very active feet. Push your right hand into your left foot just to remind you to keep pushing. And then take a long breath in, let the spine grow tall. Push your heart forward just a little bit. Experience it. We don't have to get there first thing. And you'll take another breath and you'll push forward, hinging, finding your unique edge. Breathe. Lean into it. Yin is about going towards and then internally looking at it. Once you've reached your edge, now just round your spine. Let the weight of your head help support the letting go and the release that comes when we're still and when we find a deep stretch. Breathe. And now find that circular breath. Take the inhale up the left side and hold it at the top. And then exhale down the right side. And then inhale up the left. Exhale down the right. Inhale up the left. Exhale down the right. Slow, full breaths. If you need to breathe faster or slower, feel free to do that, but find the space between every inhale and every exhale and just feel the body begin that process of letting go. The grip that we hold onto things, even our past, our stories, our pain, let them go. They have served their purpose. They no longer are needed. We don't need them anymore. We don't need to hang on. We can let it go. We can soften. We can release, which is the whole theme of this month. Now, take a few more breaths here, just feeling the body. And then very slowly, you'll begin to rebuild your spine. When you get to the top, you'll exhale. Slide the left leg long, maybe shake out the legs. Sometimes they get a little stiff being in one position. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. And push them far away from you. So there's this giant diamond shape. We call it an omega. Slide your hands to your ankles. Maybe push into that little soft spot just right in front of the ankle bone. It's nice. Take a breath in and just round into this. Become that tiny little turtle shell that we talk about with the rounded shoulders, the head tucked into the shell, and we look inward. We look inward and we ask ourselves those questions of, has this done its job? Has the worries led me to a solution? Do I need to keep revisiting? Do I need to keep recreating? Do I need to keep reliving, rehashing? Or can I let go? Can I release what's getting in the way? And we soften the body, we soften the mind, we soften our heart, and we make space, this amazing space for something beautiful. In this season of fall and autumn and winter, we start to come into this hibernation, and it's where we're going inward in a much deeper level. We've taken the growth of the year and we've spent 7 months together, going through a lot of topics, a lot of changes, a lot of inner work. We're going to continue going deeper and deeper through the end of this year. And so we start by letting go. As slow as you possibly can, just begin to melt your body onto your back. Just let it fall gently. Then feel your body completely safe and secure again. on the back. We're going to bring the knees into the belly once again. Go ahead and take the arms out to a T shape and let the palms be up today. This is an immediate opening of the heart, and you'll take a breath in and then drop your knees over to the left. And just notice that your head knows exactly where to go. And you close your eyes. We won't be here long. You'll come back up to center and drop them over to the right. Back to a squeeze. And then just let your body find the final rest. Find that circular breath again where there's a space between the inhale and the exhale. And then let that breath go. Just let it go. Return to a natural, soft, beautiful breath. And it is my hope that through this practice, you learned of the instability in your body is okay. You can be a little wobbly. You can be a little off balance. You can be challenged. And maybe throughout the process of that, you can learn to let go of the need to whatever perfect practice is, just to be with yourself, to be with the process, and to remember that sometimes we have to experience the uncomfortable, and that in that uncomfortableness, it serves a purpose. But to hold on to it, it only weighs us down. So we learn through this process of release and let go to get rid of what no longer serves you, what has done its job. And you can stay as long as you would like. You can just settle in, or you can bring yourself back to the rest of your day. And as always, I'm honored and I'm grateful. And I hope to see you soon. I have a few classes that are in person this month. So hopefully if you're local, I can see you in one of my classes, but I look forward to connecting with you here as well. Have a beautiful rest of your day.